Hello, and welcome back to a Chakras and Cusswords podcast and YouTube channel. Today we are talking about the new moon in Aquarius, and we will be doing a reading. So this new moon in Aquarius is our second new moon for 2024, and it's aligning us with a lot of energy around change and areas of rebirth and closing chapters. I mean, let's be honest, the Aquarius is currently aligned with Pluto, creating that energy that even when we have thought about changing and maybe thought of making different steps for many times, we may have put them on the back burner. What's Pluto doing is Pluto's basically making it where we can't put it on the back burner anymore. Pluto's saying it's time that you listen to me, and it's time that you either close this chapter or you get up and start something new. So depending on where you've been kind of in your current situation, if that's with interpersonal growth, if that is with love, or if that is with a message of maybe needing to find a clearer path or waking up to a new rhythm of your journey, this is a time for you to create intentions towards that. It's also a time for you to create areas around the health and also areas around communication and socialization with people who matter with you, because we also have Mercury aligned with Aquarius as well. And it's a time for us to trust. I mean, really trust our mind and that area of our intentions and our intuition. So there is a lot of higher chakra energy, such as the throat chakra and the third eye chakra, and also the crown chakra with this new moon, as Aquarius is known for that energy of being centered in the 11th house. So there is a lot of higher chakra energy. Let's get into the reading. And if you're new here, I will give you a little foresight. The reading always goes in the same rhythm. The reading will start with the fire signs, and then it will transition over to the water signs, then the earth signs, and finally, the air signs. So I just want to thank you guys for listening to this reading, and reminder to take some time for this reading to take in the intentions. If you feel like the intentions don't align with you, go ahead and release them back to the universe. If you feel like you are ready to take in these intentions, these areas of manifestation, they are done with an open heart and a lot of love and trust. So I just want to acknowledge that. Also, I would say that for this new moon, creating intentions with journaling for all the zodiacs, for all of the elements, would be very beneficial, especially if you don't feel the need of maybe creating a full-on ritual or a full-on area of intention, but just to let the mind open up and maybe start some affirmations or start some more insight through journaling. So let's start to begin the reading. And for those who are wondering what decks I am using today, I'm using two of my favorites. I am actually using the Moonology deck, which is an oracle deck, and I will be pulling one tarot card from the Light Seers Tarot. This reading will begin with the fire signs. And if you are a Sagittarius or a Leo or a Aries, you are a fire sign. I want to say that with this energy, I see a lot of strength, and I also see a lot of resilience. I see that you've already kind of been through a tough battle or maybe an area of insight where the awakening continues. It's time for you to continue to move forward, to take that area of transformation. If there's been something that's holding you back, it's time for you to come to the realization that either you move past it or you go back to it. But right now, I feel that there is a strong energy that you need to move forward and you need to close certain chapters that have been maybe weighing you down in your overall power. And when we think about power, sometimes that makes us a little bit nervous, but we all do have that big center of power. We all do have that big energy of moving forward. And this is a time for you to do so. This is also a time for you to take that place and understand that moving forward isn't necessarily something that happens easily. It sometimes comes with challenges, but you have the energy to do it and you have the strength to do it. Also, I want you to take time to breathe, really center on your breath work and get it down to the core energy all the way through the solar plex, especially. Let that energy really come out deep, deep, deep. Big breaths, and let yourself breathe out around the areas of possibilities of what can become your own reality. Also, this is a time for you to understand that sometimes with energies of letting go or energies of grief, it feels like we are currently in a shadow state or we are currently on a place that feels very reflective. And it's okay to reflect, but we don't want to reflect to the point where we're feeling stuck or we're feeling that the movement won't allow us to leave or the movement won't allow us to close that chapter, which each journey of chapters and each journey of wisdom comes a new step. And I want to tell you that you have the strength to make that step wherever it is in your pathway, but you are ready to move forward. Let's continue on with the water signs. So if you are a water sign, that means that you are either a Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer zodiac. For the water signs, this is a time that you are reaching towards new possibilities and you are reaching towards the area of movement and the area of success. And I want you to take an approach where you use collaboration and you also look at the team, you look at the people around you, the areas of support, especially if you are needing it right now. There's no way that asking for support is necessarily a negative thing. So many of us are taught to be strong, right? To be so strong, but sometimes we need to ask for that little support, and we also need to ask for that area of accomplishment that we can gain through a team approach, or we could also gain through the family, right? That the family can help us. And if that is an auntie, if that is the tias, if that is the mamas, if that's the mom, if whoever it is, the uncles, the papas, the dads, make sure you have that area of communication, because sometimes reaching towards the end product means that you receive the energy of support. Also, I will say that sometimes when we are reaching, we have to make sure we don't reach too far. We don't have to reach too out there where we end to put ourselves in an energy of burnout or in an energy that feels overwhelming or feels a little bit too heated. If you are currently a water sign and you've been in a very heated situation, or you've been in an energy that feels very solar plex driven, it feels very high, it feels very intense, it's time for you to look at that and see if this is really where you want to be for a long time. Is this really the area of the path that you want to stay in? Do you feel comfortable there? Is what I would ask you. Do you feel that this energy is an energy that you can take within a very long time, or you can have in your space for a very long time? If the energy feels too intense for you, it's time to move on. It's time to feel and be responsible for closing certain energies or closing certain partnerships, even if that partnership has been a resource, a help, a guide in the past. But if now that dynamic has changed, I want you to close it. So you will be opening up chapters with new partnerships, but you will also be closing some as well. This is also a time for you to remember that with every decision is a new start, and a new start is coming, especially with this new moon in Aquarius. So really think of where it is that you are centered with your goals, where it is that you move forward in that energy, where it is that you take that place in the movement of reaching what it is that you are reaching for, moving forward in what it is that you are moving forward with. And remember that when we move forward, when we take a place, when we move towards a goal, it's not always easy. So don't be bashful, don't be shy, asking for sources, asking for resources. And a new start is coming for you. So take that time to appreciate it. Take that time to reflect. Also for the water signs, this would be a good time to do a clearing bath as well. And also doing that energy of breath work. Like I said, breath work for all the zodiacs is very important, especially right now, as this new transition is coming and this new energy is here for you. Let's get into the reading for the earth signs. If you are a Virgo, Taurus, or a Capricorn, you are a earth sign. So for the earth signs, this is definitely a time that we're going to look at moving in certain spaces around growth, around the earth, around the energy of even fertility, around the energy of knowing the placement of where it is in this cycle, where it is that you feel aligned, where it is that you feel appreciated. I feel like there's a lot of good energy coming towards you. There's a lot of reward. There is a lot of energy towards place of understanding that you are here to enjoy this. You are here to take in this energy. You are here to take in this time. You have the divine presence of continuing, even if you've been dealing with some stuff, or even if you've been dealing in that energy where it's almost like holding you back. It's actually this time that you're going to really enjoy it. You are really going to see that you are a genuine, pure spirit. You are in that area of purity. You are in that area of moving. You are in that area of moving forward. You're in that area of growth. You are also in that area of giving a piece of yourself to the collective, to others, to a child, maybe, to a purpose, maybe, that feels so much bigger than you, that feels so much more aligned, more centered than what you ever thought. This is a time for you to create intentions, manifestations towards that area. It's also a time for you to embrace it, to enjoy it, to sit in the still and acknowledge it. It's also a time for you to bring the energy of love into all situations, to all matters, even when sometimes the matters can be a little bit challenging, but to remember that when you lead with love, you lead with guidance. You are here to share the love. You are here to receive the love. You are here to express the love. So this is a very good time for you. This is also a time for you to establish your area of Aquarius in your chart, I would definitely look to see what energy your Aquarius is in. If you have your birth chart, if it's in your 4th, your 5th house, or your 7th house, to look at that. Look at some of the areas of intentions, and for all the zodiacs as well, but especially right now for the earth signs. Also for you to open up your heart, and sometimes that feels very hard, but open up the heart to the new. Open up the heart to the new guidance, to the new love, to the new birth, to the new energy, to the new growth, to the new moon. Open that energy up and really take it in. This is a beautiful time for you, my friend. And I'm so happy that you have seen and you have possibly gone through some things to get here, but you are here, and enjoy this time. So let's get into the reading for the air signs. If you are a Aquarius, which is this your new moon, or if you are a Gemini or a Libra, this reading is for you. For the air signs, look into the energy of your leader. Look into the energy of your leadership. Look into the energy of that area of moving, of that area of closing the chapters that aren't in the root, right? That aren't in the energy that appreciates you, that aren't in the energy of moving forward. If this is something that you've been centered around, possibly love, or if this has been centered about seeing individuals in front of you, I do feel like that there is somebody in front of you that has a strong root presence, that also has a strong energy of stability, that has an energy of guidance, that has an energy of its bravery, and has its energy of its movement, that is around you, towards you, or maybe even coming close to you. There's also a time that you are going to want to hold your own leadership accountable. You're also going to hold your own ego accountable as well, and understand when you are working through the ego versus working through the higher self. This is a time that you are going to pay tribute to the collective. You are going to pay tribute to the ones that you guide, the ones that you lead, and the ones that allow you to move forward in certain aspects. You also are going to give gratitude and resilience to people who are around you. Even though it may sound like, wow, how am I giving this energy to others when I'm barely learning to master it? But you actually have the strength to. My friend, you actually have the power and the wisdom and the leadership ability to continue to help others, to continue to pave that way. And sometimes when we are giving for the collective, we are given for the areas of that space, it sometimes steps us back a little bit, right? And we have that self-doubt. Don't let the self-doubt weigh on you. Don't let the self-doubt weigh your feet or weigh on your shoulders. Allow yourself to clear it off. For the air signs, I really think grounding right now would be a good idea. If you could ground at some point, get out there, appreciate the elements, appreciate what energy you feel outside on the motherland, what it is that you feel through the wind, through the breaths that you take. Also for the air signs, this is a time for you to show your energy, to show your place, to show the world exactly who you really fucking are. Do it. Don't shy away from it. Don't be scared of the judgment, the embarrassment, the fear that people might hold on you, that people might look at you Even if they give you the evil eye, you can clear that away with your insight. You could clear it away with your fortune. You could clear it away with your power. Allow the illumination of exactly who you are to be exactly where you are meant to be. Allow that. Allow it. I just want to remind all the zodiacs and all of the spirits and souls listening to this message that this overall new moon is a great time to release, create intentions, and areas of manifestation. It's also a time for us to look into our higher insight and our higher journey, to take in the areas of understanding that this pathway is designed for us, but it can also be controlled by us and controlled in the light where we see the purpose, we see the movement, we see the shadows, and we also see the light. We see the journey of positives and the journey of negatives, but we continue to move forward with a strong sense. It's not always easy and it's not always beautiful. Sometimes there is a little bit of darkness in the midst of the shadows, but it is also a beautiful time for us to create our own intentions, create our own manifestations, and create our own journey and our happiness. I want to remind you, if you are listening to this podcast, you can watch the video format on Spotify and also YouTube. And thank you for following and subscribing to Chakras and Cusswords podcast. And if you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And also, if you would like to send me some blessings or gratitude or help support this podcast, head on over to chakrascusswords.com and you could purchase the ebook, Building Your Business or Brand Through the Chakra System, or purchase a Chakras and Cusswords t-shirt, or even just subscribe to the podcast and give me a rating. It helps me move up the podcast ladder. And I want to thank you guys so much and have an amazing new moon in Aquarius. Bye.